Hey guys, Trent here with SonarPros. We've got an '09 Skeeter that we just did a total rig job on. I'm going to do a quick walkthrough of everything we installed, why we installed it, and kind of show off this pretty awesome setup. So starting in the back, we got 10-foot Raptors. Customer really wanted to go with shallow water anchoring, so we slapped on a pair of Raptors on power pole brackets. So in my opinion, power pole makes the best brackets. So anytime that you're looking to either mount power poles or Raptors, highly recommend you use the power pole brackets. Really puts these Raptors in a good angle outside the motor, and then being 10-footers, they're going to grab in that deep water. Transducer placement on this boat. We don't always use side-mounted jack plate brackets, but in this situation, because of the area under the jack plate, there really wasn't a great option to mount dead center on the jack plate like we like. So we went with a Transducer Shield and Saver jack plate mount for the Slide Master jack plate. This one does require some spacers and some shimming to get right, but got the Transducer in a great placement, great angle, so it gets a good picture. Moving up is kind of where a lot of work started taking place in the back of this boat. So if anyone's ever worked on these year model Skeeters, really tight on space. There's actually 2 fuel tanks, one on the port and one on the starboard side, that kind of trap all the batteries inside the back of the boat. Plus this boat having a 2-stroke, we were dealing with the oil reservoir, so again, limited space. So back here in the back, we kind of did a reconfigure. We've got the Raptor pumps mounted dead center in the area where originally the charger was mounted. We used our master cutoff switch brackets to mount our dual switches, one for the boat, one for the harness. Added a new breaker along with a bracket just for the trolling motor, so it has a resettable breaker. And we got all the batteries laid out in a nice organized manner. Now, what you can't see from where you're at right now, but tucked in right here, is a NOCO 4-bank 10-amp charger that we made a custom aluminum bracket that actually mounted to the side of the inside of the box that gave us an area to actually mount the charger. Turned out really clean, really easy area to view the charger, but also made it to where you didn't have to mount it on the inside of the lid like a lot of shops will do, or just had it laying in a box or anything like that, which let us keep everything factory form in the battery box. It was a lot of time to get this boat set up in the back, but it turned out awesome. It's really clean and organized the way we like it. This customer kind of had a partially installed Lowrance system. They had a 0.1 already existing right here. We actually had to do a new shoot-through hole transducer as well. And then as always, this boat is powered by the SonarPros dedicated wiring harness. Has its own cutoff switch just for that harness, and it's powering the 3 graphs with the active target too. So moving to the console, we did 2 things here. One, the customer wanted to retain his ram mount. Transparently, ram mounts are not our favorite, but when they're torqued all the way down and have a good gimbal, they do the job. What we did change here though was we added a BBT reinforced gimbal for the Live 12 that we installed here, and a nice big pass-through for all the cables. One thing this boat had was a factory mounted like 5-inch Lowrance in this panel. We got a local machine shop to make this panel for us so we could fill in the space, make it look real clean, and not have that graph just sitting there kind of errantly. Everything is networked in NEMA together. We actually had to do some work on the NEMA network in this boat because we found some broken T's, found a damaged cable, so rebuilt the whole NEMA network, ran a new 25-foot Ethernet from the console to the bow. And then kind of getting to the brass tacks, this is where a lot of changes happen on this boat. Number 1, Boat Logic's dual adjustable deck mount. When it comes to older boats that don't have panel mounts, this is the mount to get. It's fully adjustable. You can slide the graphs left to right. You can lean them forward to back. Gives you a lot of flexibility to mount 2 graphs on an older style boat like this and not crowd your foot pedal. Like on a lot of boats, we added a Boat Logic's wire flange, which makes it real nice and clean and organized for all this cable, all the cabling to come out to the graphs. Also looks really clean as well. Up here at the bow, we've got customers' dual carbon 12s. We have essentially the bottom unit set up for mapping. Top unit is set up for strictly active target 2. We also installed the Ghost trolling motor and the Active Target 2. This is on, yet again, our favorite mount, Fish Obsessed mount, 0 degree mount. Best mount you can run, hands down, when it comes to a forward sonar unit. We then used our favorite flex routes with the SonarPros cable management kit, and then everything runs nice and clean up the shaft of the trolling motor within the guidelines of the manufacturer of the forward sonar. Again, this is a really good example of what's kind of coming common in our industry these days. Older boat getting retrofitted with new technology. There's great holes out there, great motors regardless of age, whether they're 2-stroke or 4-stroke. With interest rates being as high as they are right now, buying a new boat really doesn't make sense anymore. So retrofitting what you have is what we're starting to see really common these days. This is yet a great example of customer had a great hole, putting some awesome Lowrance technology on it, paired with SonarPros rigging, and he's got a full tournament ready rigged boat. If you guys are interested in getting your boat rigged with us, you can go to our installation request area on our website at sonarproselectronics.com.